Welcome. This is the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Well, over in the chat room, Wayne just showed up. Wayne, you're a little late. You want me to just start over? We can just re-rack the show. You want to play the intro at the beginning and we'll just start over? That's just, I don't know. Always get a crack out of those comments. So inflation raging, been kicking you in the teeth for a few years now. You definitely know it every time you go to the grocery store, but it's not going away, and it's hurting the youngest among us most. To explain some of that, MONIKA HENGESBACH. She is, I'm calling you a tax expert. I don't know if that's really a word or whatever. You work at Decision Financial Services, but you do financial services. Tax saving expert was in your list, so I like the term tax expert. Is that cool?
That works. That's fine.
All right. But so when we talk about Gen Z, they're talking about, they say young adults, but they really mean people ages 12 to 27. So some of them aren't quite young adults yet, but most of Gen Z is now adult status. And they're the ones who are taking the hardest brunt on this because, there's a few reasons. They don't have assets. They don't have stocks. They don't own property or a home that graduates with inflation to new higher prices. So what do you do? What do you tell people in this younger age group? Hey, sorry about your bad luck.
Well, I try not to start with sorry about your bad luck, but what I do try to do is start educating them about the value of a dollar. Because I feel that that's something that has been missing for quite some time in the schools is just basic financial knowledge. What does it mean to save? What is compounded interest? How do you invest in stock? How do I even balance a checkbook? I mean, some kids that come into my practice, they're like, what's a checkbook? I just go on the app and there's my balance. And so it's going back to basics and learning that value of what a dollar is today and how much it can grow if you just do certain things.
Now, MONIKA, are you going to be one of these people that says something that I hear a lot, and I agree with it, is that we have a shameful dearth of financial knowledge in the public school system? We really are struggling, actually, in the school system. They've taken a lot of necessary things out of it, I think, that is hindering the younger generation for success in the future. Well, I feel quite lucky as either the youngest Gen Xer or the oldest millennial. I'm sort of on the cusp. I'm very immature, so that kind of puts me on both sides of the line. That I owned a house during the last two big bouts of inflation because my house magically just gained value. And so when I sold it, that new value, I got to walk away with some of that.
Yeah, you're actually one of the lucky ones. I mean, this generation, they can't even think about affording to purchase a home just because when they're coming out of college, for example, they're earning 10% less in their paychecks than their older counterparts. And the cost of living is so high with inflation, the cost of homes, property taxes. I mean, even homeowners insurance. You hear horror stories. I mean, mine just doubled from 1 year. And so it's making it's almost making that impossible. So they've got to look at different avenues to try to obtain that.
Well, I also try and look at it because, like I said, I have two kids that actually count between age 12 and 27. And I would like for them to have a better time than the guys that are having now whenever they become adults. And so one way we could do that is to balance the budget, but I have no control over whether or not they print extra dollars every year in the Federal Reserve. So what can we do?
So really what you can do is seriously go down to basics depending upon the ages. So, for example, I have a daughter that's a Gen Z. She graduated last year from college and she moved back home. And one of the things that we do is every time she gets paid, she goes to the ATM machine and she pulls money out for spending, of course, but also pulls $20 out and puts it in a book. And so we have one of these books that every time we save, by the time we're done saving, she may have saved $5,600 by doing that over so many times as she stubs the $20 in there. And she can watch it grow in this book. But it's a way for her to set financial goals on savings to obtain what she would like to have, whether it's a down payment on a home, paying off debt, etc. With the littles, do it with their allowance. If they're getting paid an allowance, take them to the bank, open up a little savings account, have them put some of their allowance in, and show them the money that they're earning by doing absolutely nothing, just having it sit in the bank and grow interest.
Tell them how they can find you outside the James Show, Monica.
You can reach me. You can go to my website, decisionfinancial.com, and all my information is right there for you.
Decisionfinancial.com. This is Monika Hengelsbach. Thank you for being on the James Show.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's not my fault, but I do want to apologize to the next generation for the mess that you're walking into. I mean, part of that is on us. Part of that's on the boomers. Not pointing any fingers. Don't get all defensive out there. I'm just saying, you guys were in charge for all this deficit and debt and inflation. That's you guys need to do something about it too. Coming up next, we're going to have a little low birth rate talk. Elon Musk started it. Newsweek countered it, and I'll run it by you next on the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.